Hi, I'm Jacob Anderson.
Hi, Jacob.
I'm one of the team leaders for media literacy. Over the last few weeks, we've been putting together a campaign about media literacy, and tonight we're going to explain and tell you a little bit more about that. Topher, can you start us off?
Yeah, I'd love to. And I have a definition here that I can read for us. Media literacy, according to Mission Media Literacy, is a 21st century approach to education. It provides a framework to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and participate with messages in a variety of forms, from print to video to the internet. Media literacy builds an understanding of the role of media in society as well as essential skills of inquiry and self-expression necessary for citizens of a democracy.
Topher, that is a great definition of media literacy. Can anybody tell us what that means in a little bit simpler terms for us?
Yeah, you know what? I'd be happy to chime in here. So as a big consumer of media myself, I feel like it's important to be educated and know how to use it within moderation and to use it for positive and productive uses. And to me, media literacy means safety, means peace, and it means confidence.
Yeah, as a social media specialist, I know it's important to be wise about the media consume. There's so much junk out there that you can get lost in it really easily with people putting unnecessary videos, false statements. I understand how easy it is for people to get caught up with little knowledge of what they're consuming or why you're consuming it. So that's why it's important for people to educate themselves so that they know what's worth consuming and what's real.
Yeah, I totally agree, Veronica, and I think that's one of the keys is doing your research and knowing that your research is credible. When I do research, when I'm looking at my media, I think of three different things. I think of, for one, where is it coming from? You know, why is it being posted? Who's posting it? What's the purpose behind it? Two, it's really important to not take things for face value. I mean, we oftentimes just kind of scroll and we see all sorts of things, and who knows what's real and what's not. And for three, it oftentimes just takes time. Sometimes you just need to be patient. Sometimes you need to think about, you know, if I really want to know about this subject, I'm going to have to take some time to really research it and find some credible sources. I understand that Topher and Nick are both really good researchers too.
That's a great point. Nick and Topher, we'd love to hear how you're doing your credible research has made you feel empowered when consuming media.
Well, I'll go first. I'd like to tie back for Connor for a second for sort of taking the time for things. You have to realize that if you're just getting your information from one source, you have a very explicit bias that you just can't control. It's there. So that's one thing that you just have to know, that you have to be able to be well-read and be able to know that, hey, if I see something, and especially if I agree with it, then that should spark a red flag that, okay, maybe you should go to some other sources and sort of get a grasp at whether it's right. Questions are really what help bring you to being media literate. You should be able to doubt everything until you're proven right.
Yeah, and I can add to that in terms of media bias, the sources that you're reading have bias, but you also have bias when it comes to what you expect, what you believe. So be cognizant of that, and as you are consuming news, be thinking about how your own biases might be influencing what you're reading. Over the past year, we've seen a lot of misinformation and disinformation spread on the internet, and one thing and doing this kind of research is really beneficial. Applying these techniques can help you to see through that mis and disinformation.
Yeah. You know what, Tom, you seem a little quiet. Do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yeah, I do actually.
Cool. Would you like to share it?
Yeah, sure. So just from my perspective, I really think it's important to be knowledgeable and just think for yourself, basically. If you're consuming media and you're just liking or commenting or participating just because everyone else is, then you're kind of basically disempowering yourself, but empowering yourself to literally consume what you want to because you think it would be valuable to you and because it would be productive. Then I think there's a lot of power there, and it's obviously easier and better to consume that media because you know why you're consuming it, you know why it's valuable to you. I also think it's better to just share that with others as well, encourage other people to be able to think for themselves, really do your research, as we said before. Yeah, and then I know recently with social media, memes have been pretty popular. We've actually decided to put together a few of our own, which I think is a great way to actually reach out to as many people as possible, to really encourage people to be media literate and encourage them to share it with others so we can consume our media more wisely, basically.
Thanks for joining us tonight. This is Media Literacy. We've had some great comments and insights. As you can tell, this topic is very important to us. And we want to empower as many people as possible to consume their media wisely.
Now, for those of you who are interested, we have a bunch of different blogs and articles that will help you to learn a little bit more about this topic. Then they're available on our website, link in the description. Also, check out Netflix's Social Dilemma, which gives a little bit more insight in an entertaining way. And if you liked this video, make sure to like it and share it.
See you next time.